And I made this video in my late 20s skydiving with Elvis. It was a comedy video, and I was dressed up like Elvis skydiving. And I that line, and the guy played the video from YouTube. It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
And my 20-year-old self came out of the screen and sat next to me and had a conversation. Like, I'm tripping on this, right? And it's like, and my younger self is going, all that worrying you were doing, all that stuff, wasn't it a waste of time? I was like, wow. And I'm having this epiphanic moment, and then it wears off, and immediately the drug addict goes, I need more of that, right? And I went like this, and I was going to do more, and I went, hold on. And I said to myself, I will never experience what I just experienced. Never again. I will try and chase it like the first time I did, right? And I got up from the party and I said, fellas, I've had enough tonight. I'll see you later. And I never did again. But, and they use that in therapy, and they're using it in drug addict therapy and stuff like that in a therapeutic situation. Now, I was not in a therapeutic situation, but, it brought me to the drug addict person. Like, I want more now, right? But I didn't. I said, oh, wait a second, because it'll just turn a monster on. It wants more, And then the epiphanic, just having a conversation with your younger self was so, like, I think about it now and go, wow, So again, if I didn't worry about shit so much when I was younger, my life would have been a whole lot easier. You make chaos for yourself, self-created dilemmas, self-imposed crisis after crisis after crisis. That's how I ran my life and didn't know it. So
how I love to explain it is you can either be Mr. Problem or Mr. Solution. So it sounds like all those years that you was looking for the escape, you was just trying to drown the problem instead of right, this is not helping me. What's the solution?
Another phrase I coined recently, in the last 10 years, is the problem's not the problem. It's my reaction to the problem. That's the problem.
How are you dealing with it?
And it used to be, flamethrower, that'll fix it.
Yeah. So after you sell your business, Justin, what's the plans?
I don't know. Move here full time. There could be some skydiving opportunities here, or I may just travel back and forth. I have a beautiful Sprinter van that I can just go anywhere in the States with. It's all decked out.
Okay.
With bed and AC and all that.
Yeah.
As a skydiver, I can go anywhere and get a job. Teaching people to skydive, doing tandem jumps. So, again, my life, I never really had a specific plan.
Okay.
And it'll be okay. And to create a plan, it's going to be this, and this, right? Does it ever work out that way, the way you plan it?
There's more chance in it happening that way if you do have that plan, though.
Yeah, you got to have a direction. But see, people that you don't know, like, I didn't know I was going to meet you 90 days ago, right? I couldn't have planned that, right? So there you go.
Because you planned to better yourself.
Yes.
You with me? So you put your body in the position where the potential you could find someone. Yes, exactly.
Yes.
And you see me working out.
Yes.
That's the guy I want to talk
So
to.
I have a direction, how it's going to unfold quite yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got some inroads and some inklings.
Yeah.
And not to stress out about it, not to force it. You force a plan, like forcing a mule up a ladder. It doesn't, you become frustrated because it's not happening, so it'll happen.
I hear you. What are some of the key attributes that builds a successful life?
But you're gonna have desire, vision. For me, the best thing now is to, have a vision and write it down and then let it happen. Step out of the way. You can throw a rock into the water and the ripples go out. You don't have to go down into the water and push the ripples. Right? You've done the motion.
Flow like water.
Yes.
Yeah.
So does that answer your question?
Yeah. I hear you. Okay, so what one attribute do you feel that your younger version was lacking in?
Patience, and the ability to not be a reactor.
Yeah.
I just was like a wrecking ball. I had vision.
Yeah.
I had love and passion, but I was dominated by a mind that just ran amok.
Sounds like you was in a battle. The ego was just battling with everything else coming at you.
Yeah.
Instead of accepting it, whatever comes and what goes.
No, because I would build up my life. I'd have the house and the car, and then And the next thing you know, we'd be living in a parking lot somewhere in a camper, you know, skydiving again.
Wow.
And just,
So what were some of the moments that gave you such a drastic drop in your life?
I don't know. I think it was fear, you know.
No. What's the specific moments? Because you said it was all going great, and then you was in the car, in the parking lot, without no home.
I think it's a background tape that you cannot, you don't feel worthy.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, what specific thing happened? Did you not pay a bill, or did you? I don't know what happened for that.
It's like a switch of all negative responses that would just ruin everything. You know what I mean? And I can't explain it. It's self-sabotage, basically.
Yeah. So
it's self-sabotage.
So let's paint the picture. So you're saying you're on the up, everything's going good.
Yeah.
You've got a lovely house, you've got a car.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then from that moment to where you're in the parking lot in the car,
You've lost the job. You've couldn't pay the mortgage anymore. You know, because you self-destructed. Self-destructed, basically.
Oh, right. So it sounds like I'm guessing like maybe you had like 4, 5, 6, 7 days partying and you lost your job.
Oh, it could have been. I don't know. Mostly when I lost jobs, it was because I just couldn't keep my mouth shut.
And that was before you business.
Right. Yeah. Over the years, there's many businesses, many jobs. You know, I just, you know, here's a for instance. I wake up on a Friday and I go, I'm going to ask the boss to work overtime. You know, I wake up and I go into work and I forget. Yeah. And then after lunch, the boss comes and he says, Justin, you're going to work overtime tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I go, why are you picking on me? Why don't you make them work overtime? Why, you know? And they go, oh, okay, you're fired.
After you've asked as well?
No. When I woke up, my plan was to ask. But now I've forgotten that.
Yeah.
But now I feel threatened.
Yeah.
The boss...
Like someone's attacking the ego. Then you could just be happy and he's doing you a favor. You don't want the money.
This is what I wanted to do anyhow. And we end up in the parking lot, fired, remembering, I was going to ask for overtime. And going, what the hell just happened? That's a prisoner of a mind that doesn't have control over its reactions. It's just responding. It's fight or flight mode. Like, that's a dinosaur coming at me. Why?
It's reminding me to, the times when they say like a average Joe wins the lottery. Yeah. But because they haven't got the skills and like the money management and the self-control to control all that money of 5, 10 million, they'll just blow it. And then a year, 2, 3, 5 years down the line, they're back at the job site.
I'm sitting in a meeting and they're talking about the new health benefits at the company that I'm working at, which I am not even on. My wife at the time has really good medical benefits, and I'm on that instead. But they're having this meeting and they're presenting this really crappy medical plan that costs a fortune, and I'm pissed. And I stand up and start railing against them. I'm not even on the plan. I'm like defending everybody in the plant.
Okay.
Screaming at these people, who's paying your salary? And my boss is like, what the hell? And I get dragged into, what are you doing? I'm defending everybody.
It's nothing, your skin's not on the line.
Involved in it.
Yeah.
It's just the auto responses that I never, and you don't even know that you're doing it because it's just normal for you. I got to defend everybody.
Yeah.
Right? These guys are taking advantage.
Like you being
just go down to the hospital and start our own plan.
Yeah. Like you constantly being attacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, gravitating towards the chaos.
Operating system that I had no control over, I say, it's just, you don't have the power not to think or say and do the things you do.
What you should be doing.
You just,
Yeah. What's really helped me is like, I've learned this from like spending a lot of time with my mum. So we used to work with each other only for quite a while. Like when I used to run a food business, and say she used to say something and like used to like trigger me. Do you know what I mean? Now she would trigger me the most. I don't know why it is, but people close to you, like I don't know whether they know what to say or if it just triggers your pain body. And because you're close to them and you're comfortable with them, it hurts more. Anyway, through my development, I started thinking, right, if I say so-and-so, project in the future. I project and predict in the future, okay? If I say this to her, we're going to have an argument.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So before I've said it, say nothing.
Right.
Simple as that.
Well, that's a healthy response.
So stopping, having space in between the trigger, feeling the frustration, feeling the anger, feeling the resentment, and going, that's not a good idea. Don't even bother wasting your energy.
Which is a healthy response. Think about, I used to go home for Thanksgiving and have the arguments on the way to the drive there that we were going to have. And guess what would happen when you got there and everybody got a few drinks in them? Exactly what you planned. And you would storm out and have the big fight, and